We humans are chumps. We think we perceive the real world as it is in the present, when in fact we have a somewhat distorted view of everything. The truth is that these meat sacks we inhabit only realize something is happening if a messenger tells us about it. For example, light. And since all messages take time to travel through space, we're doomed to see the world with a bit of a delay. If a star in our neighborhood were to explode right now, its light would take years to reach us and let us know of the explosion. I don't even have to go that far. If you're watching this on a phone, there should be about 30 centimeters or 1 foot between you and the screen. That means the light from your phone takes 1 nanosecond to travel from the screen to your eyes. You aren't seeing what's happening on the screen now, you're seeing what happened 1 nanosecond ago. It's less than a blink of an eye, but that doesn't mean it can't be misleading. Imagine a car drives by, and you want to know how long it is. One way of finding out would be to take a picture of the car and using that still image measure its length. The procedure might seem correct, but you're forgetting one thing. The distance measured here isn't real. This is because the rays of light emitted by each end of the car doesn't reach your eyes at the same time. One arrives before the other because it's closer to you. This means that we're not just seeing one image of the past as with the phone screen. Each part of the car is an image of a different moment in time. The closer you get to the back of the car, the further in the past you're seeing the car, because those rays of light took longer to reach the camera. On top of this, the car is moving, so the parts further back in time are also positioned farther behind. Literally, it's as if we had photographed the different parts of the car as it was moving, and then taped the images together. In short, this photo shows a much longer car than the real one. In order to correctly measure something, you need to know where each end is at the exact same moment in time. If I measure one end first and the other a bit later, I'd be distorting the measurement. This is what happens with the car picture. But don't worry too much, the effect is incredibly small. Light is so fast on our scale that the time lapse between ends is ridiculously tiny. If we do it this way, our measurement would only be off by about 400 atoms. Next to nothing. But if our perception of the world relied on sound, which is significantly slower than light, and for instance we could tell the difference between the sounds of a front and rear tire, our car length measurements would be off by nearly half a meter or 20 inches. The experience would be something like this. When the car approaches, it's elongated by about half a meter, but as it comes closer, it gradually returns to its real size because when it's nearer to you, the difference between the two paths is reduced, and they become identical when the car is directly in front of you. But once the car moves away from you, this phenomenon is reversed. Now the front of the car is farther away and therefore further in the past than the rear. And since being in the past means being farther back, now the car gets shorter instead of longer, losing half a meter. Cool, right? And this sonic effect gets really crazy when we're dealing with supersonic aircraft. Not only do we feel like the plane is much farther back than it really is due to the high speed at which it travels, our sonic input is highly distorted. At standard supersonic speed, the plane may seem up to 3 times larger than it is when approaching us and 3 times smaller when it's moving away. I'd love to be a bat in order to experience that. So that settles it. We're definitely chumps. Our perception of the world is far from perfect. But you know what the best thing is? Even if we were all powerful beings capable of seeing everything that's happening in the universe at this very moment, without the need for light, sound, or anything else, even if light and sound didn't exist, the fact remains that this effect would still torment us. But we'll explore that in another video. And remember, if you want more science, just hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.